Hi there, I am Sarah Colas. Welcome to the Dressing Up podcast, where we talk about all things bridal, dresses, and general dressing up topics. I love to encourage women to dress up while expressing their personal style with confidence on how to do so. Visit sarahcolas.com to book a bridal alterations fitting or even inquire about designing the custom couture bridal gown of your dreams. I'm so excited to talk to you about this next topic. Let's get started. All right, so this is the preservation kit episode. And this is the second time I'm explaining this on the Dressing Up podcast. So if you go back and look at episode number 37, that's a little bit of a longer video with a little bit more in-depth information. I wanted to share with you today lots of information about what these preservation kits are. I'm sure you're wondering, it's kind of a confusing thing. We talk about preservation kits in the wedding industry, and it's often like, well, what is that? Don't be embarrassed for not knowing. It's essentially cleaning and boxing up your dress nicely after the wedding. Before I get more into that, I wanted to give you the suggestion of possibly sending this video to a family or friend that is going to be in charge of boxing up your dress and sending it off while you're on your honeymoon, if you're choosing for that to happen. And this will help them understand what's going on here. I'm going to give you the super quick version, and then I'm going to get into more detail. Essentially, you would be sent home with this box here. Okay, this is called the preservation kit. Okay, and it's essentially just a box that you'll assemble at home, put the dress in there after the wedding, and then you'll ship it off with FedEx. And then this company, the Wedding Gown Preservation Co., will completely clean your dress very nicely. They do an excellent job. And they will box up your dress nicely and ship it right back to you, straight to your door. So that's what this is. This company is no longer using UPS. They've used UPS for years. They just switched to FedEx. So on your box, it will have a FedEx shipping label. So you really can't mess it up. However, I just like to really point that out in case you're listening to the old episode 37. It is definitely FedEx, not UPS. So how to purchase this at your fittings. If you haven't gotten married yet and you're coming in for your wedding dress fittings to the studio, you can buy this in person at a discounted rate, or you can buy it after your wedding at any point in time, although closer to the wedding date is better as they can start treating those stains immediately. But after your wedding, you could buy this online through the website sarahcolas.com and go to the shop page. Once you receive the box back, now I do feel like there's not enough research on this topic, but storing for the long term, no high humidity, no direct sunlight, no exposure to pets. I always suggest just storing it long term under your bed is probably a pretty good spot. So what I'm going to do today is show you how to box up a dress with my sister's wedding dress. Now, you may know I've had two sisters that have gotten married recently. Melissa was in 2024 and Angela in 2025. So back-to-back weddings there. And I have her dress. She knew to just bring it straight to me after the wedding. And I'm going to box this up for her and ship it out as soon as possible. So I sent her off to the wedding with this garment bag. It has her name embroidered on it. So cute, right? It's all the personal touches, right? All in the details. I sent this off with her to her hotel room for the evening of the wedding, so she was able to bring it back home to me the next day in this nice and safe garment bag. So I've got her overskirt right here, and then I've got her wedding dress right here. So she brought this back to me. If you can, try and use those hanger straps if you're putting it back on the hanger after the wedding, but it looks like it's in pretty good condition. Of course, you have like all these little dirt pieces along the hemline. You can kind of see it there. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised she didn't get it more dirty. She did pretty good. This stuff is quite normal, and they can usually get a lot of that out. And luckily, she opted for the overbustle, which damages your dress the least, so all the dirt kind of stays on the edge of the fabric. I'm going to start boxing that up here in a moment. But what I'm going to do is just give you a little clip of a throwback from episode 37, just explaining a little bit more about the preservation kits. But if you're looking for true instructions on how to put these kits together, you can go ahead and skip forward a little bit. Okay, so back to Angela's wedding dress. We've got our preservation box. I've got her dress. I've got her overskirt ready. I'm going to start with opening up the preservation kit box. All right, now I'm assembling the box right here. Slide the cardboard in at the bottom. Next, we're gonna take the clear plastic bag and open that up. I'm gonna place the bag in the box, and then I'm gonna grab her dress, an overskirt, and her veil and put it in that bag. By the way, look at that detail on her veil. So pretty. All that lace took forever to sew that on. So I placed the dress, the detachable train, and the veil in the box. And next, I'm filling out this order form. Okay, so you're gonna make sure to fill out your personal information. Do not forget your name and address on this form. It is so important. It's amazing how many people don't do that because you wanna be able to ship it right back straight to your doorstep. Next thing you're gonna do is you're going to take your shipping label, and then at the very bottom, there's this sticker that helps with tracking. So you'll take that sticker and put it on your portion of the order form, which is on the back side. And then you're gonna separate the two pieces of paper. You're gonna put that order form in the bag with the dress. By the way, I do believe these stain stickers that they give you, nice to have, but I do think they are optional. I feel like this is probably to avoid them getting so many emails about brides saying the location of where stains are. So I feel like if you feel like skipping this, you certainly can. These are professionals that work on these dresses and they can tell where the stains are. Another thing, they have optional add-on items. So when you buy the preservation kit through me, it does have everything included to be able to clean and box up your dress. There are these add-ons that are just basically personalizations for the box itself. I'm opting to skip these for my sister's dresses. I don't think it's that important, but you can add those in if you would like. All right, and now we're ready to close this bag up. I'm gonna take the bag and use the twist tie to put it all together. Okay, now once that's done, obviously, you know what to do from here. Close it all up. I'm gonna affix my FedEx label on there. And they do give you this provided tape, but if you happen to be at home and you have some packaging tape, you can totally just use that as well. And then drop it off with FedEx and just get your little receipt when you do that. And then you just wait for your dress to come back to you, which they say is in 4 to 14 weeks. Okay, so I'm just gonna finish this up and then take it off to FedEx. And then her gown will come back in 4 to 14 weeks, all nice and beautiful. So in episode number 37 of the Dressing Up podcast, we boxed up Melissa's wedding dress. I'm about to show you what that looks like finished. So it's shipped back to you in a nice shipping box like this, and then you can open this up. So this is what the dress looks like, all boxed up nice and pretty. This is just a flap here that you can open and you can look at your dress whenever you want to. There's no harm in opening it up this way. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this episode has allowed you to approach the world with greater confidence in your own personal style. If you have any questions at all, feel free to reach out through email or the inquiry form on the website. I hope you are all ready to go and get dressed up. I look forward to sharing more dressing up tips with you in future episodes. Thanks so much.